Hi, this is Curt, and welcome to another edition of Fire Law Roundup.
Okay, let's head to Indiana. I know Muncie, Indiana, only because this is where we're headed.
I have some history there myself.
Yeah. Oh, really? I dated a girl from Muncie for a very long time.
You and me both.
So Muncie, this is really interesting. I watched the news story about it. It's still developing. We don't know as much other than this. There are two exams at issue, the EMT certification exam and state firefighting exams. And at least on the EMT, and I watched this article a couple times just to make sure I understood what they're saying. On the EMT side, and I kind of scratch my head at this. I'm interested to see what you think. On the EMT side, apparently members of the department were collecting exam questions as they took the exam, and they were handing out answers and exams. And apparently this is, some concern. They call it cheating. If that's what's happening,
call it cheating. Some call it being helpful.
Yeah, right. But wait a minute. On every exam I've ever taken, there are past prep questions and test questions. And, unless somebody's signing, because I kind of having trouble with this portion of it, unless somebody's signing something saying, I will not remember the questions and I will not tell anyone what's on this exam, which you can't do. I'm curious how there's cheating, right? They just telling somebody what was on your exam isn't, in my, belief, cheating. And I should say I have a client who's close to the National Registry. It's not the National Registry, but somebody who works closely with them. I don't want to go too much off on that, but I was going to have a discussion about that. Like, wait a minute, we give test prep questions all the time on every type of exam, including civil service exams. So how is this cheating? But nonetheless, there is an investigation. That's all it is, not charges, investigation into cheating on the EMT exam. And then the same is true on the fire exam, that apparently they are, cheating. And we don't know on that side what the allegations of potential cheating are. But I'm a little scratching my head on how is this even cheating just because you're writing down questions of what was on your exam. If people are concerned about that, then don't keep using the same questions.
I know from my experience in the thousands and thousands of recertification classes and recertify this and recertify that and attend this and attend that. And at some point, a lot of this stuff just becomes a check the box activity where somebody downstream they have set a requirement that you have to pass a test. It's a pro forma kind of thing. It's not a big deal. And so the answers are freely in the room. Sometimes the instructor's there and so on. And it's more of a check the box activity versus I've also taken exams that are particularly promotional exams, but also some certification exams. And I'm not talking about annual or every 3 years recertifying EMT or paramedic. I'm talking about, certifying for paramedic or certifying for firefighter 1, firefighter 2, where, there's an expectation of that there's integrity in the process. So if you can kind of separate out the ones where it's just a check the box activity from where there's really an expectation that you're going to show that you have the knowledge in order to gain something. And it wasn't clear to me from what I saw, which of those is really in play, but I can also see people who want to get a fire department in trouble call the check the box activity something that it really isn't. It's just, like CPR, how many, oh God,
right.
I've been doing this 50 years. That's right. At least 50 different CPR recertifications. And every time you do it, the rules are different, by the way. So,
right.
But bottom line is there's, I think, a couple of different fact patterns. And I do know some people, for whatever reason, they're in trouble themselves. They want to get somebody else in trouble. And they'll say, well, they were cheating on exams. And when really it's just not that kind of thing. If it was cheating, then obviously, the chips are going to fall where they are or where they may.
Right. And look, the chief on the interview is like, I don't know, I hope it's not true. It would put a bad light on everybody. Sure. I thought he did an okay job. I just, I think I would say, listen, let's wait to see what the investigation reveals. But I was just scratching my head because it just didn't seem like cheating to me to have test preps and to share the questions that were on your exam. I don't even know that they could swear you to confidentiality. You can't tell anyone what questions are on there. I mean, that would be insane. So
what do they, was it, I forget what they call it, but the integrity of the exam. I know in the bar exam, there's like highly, there's a lot of security around the questions. And if there's a potential that the answers have leaked out, they have a backup exam ready. So like the exam in July, if you're having the exam in July, the exam that's going to be like the next January or February is like the backup exam. And then if there's no security issues. And so that's an example of, to me, that's a high security type of
sure.
process, but you and I, if you took the exam in July, you and I could talk and I could take the exam in February. There's no, but on the other hand, there's CPR exams where anybody who's a CPR instructor has all of the questions, all of the answers. And sometimes the instructors will stand in front of the room and say, just make sure you know this number, make sure you know this number. And we've all been in classes like that. So in that case, is that really cheating? I
just don't think test prep is cheating. And if you take any Kaplan course or anything else, we're always working off past SAT courses, past LSAT courses, past GREs. Anyway, I don't even want to give any more time to this, but I'm not sure. We'll see what the investigation reveals.
That's it.